What's up guys, Cameron from Audi C7 owners, and on tonight's video I'm going to show you how to replace your reverse light and your rear fog lights. So if you want to know how to do this, stick around. We're going to start with the reverse light because it's the easiest one to do, and honestly I probably shouldn't have to make a video on this, but just in case someone out there wants to know how to do it, we'll start. First thing you need to do, remove this trim piece. Mine's broken, so it's easy to do that. You've got two T25 screws here. Take those out. And they might fall. If they fall behind the bumper, don't sweat, they'll just fall to the ground. Once you have your screws out, you just need to grab the light and pull it out of the body. The left side over here has a little piece that pops into the body. Once you do, you just need to undo your wiring harness. And then we're going to move this to the bench to replace the bulb. Once you have your light to a working surface, you're just going to come up here, find the bulb holder, whatever you want to call this thing, give it a little quarter turn, and gently remove it. I've already had replaced LEDs in here, but they've been in there for about 5 years, so we're gonna take it out because this one's bad. I'm replacing this with a DE Auto LED bulb, and these are 921 wedge bulbs. And DE Auto is fantastic. I've used them for a long time with Volkswagens, and they make the best LEDs. So I'll show you a comparison shot at the end of the video of the reverse LEDs versus your standard halogen LED or standard halogen bulbs that come in the car. Once you have put the new LED bulb in, or whatever bulb you're going to use to replace, you're just going to put it back together in reverse order. So get in there, turn it to the right, you kind of feel it snap in, and now we're just going to put this back on the car the same way it came off. So you guys could do that without a video, I think. Before moving on, I want to talk to you about today's video sponsor. CustomEuropeanPlates.com has sponsored this video today. They are a maker of high quality custom European style license plates. You can get any kind of style, color, text that you want on one of these things. Personally, I went with a North Carolina style European license plate, and I've got my legitimate plate text. It's my new plate. I even put my registration sticker on there, and I'm having fun with it. Hadn't been pulled over yet, knock on wood, but yeah. Go check these guys out. There's links in the description below, and if you use code AUDIC7, you get 15% off of your order. So go check them out, let me know what you think, and we're gonna jump back into this DIY. Okay, so once you've put your outer taillight assembly back in after replacing your reverse light bulbs, you can move to the inner taillight assembly to replace your rear fog light bulbs. And these are a different bulb. I'll have the actual bulb number listed right here. Okay, and everything will be in the description with links to DE Auto's website so that you can find them very easily. They're fantastic bulbs and they're super bright. So let's get at doing the rear fog. All right, so the first step to removing your rear fog light and the inner taillight as a whole is to open up these little hatches here. There's a hinge on the back side, and that's the same for each side of the trunk. So just get a little pry tool and wedge it up into the top part here. There we go. And once you have that, it'll kind of hang down, and then you can come up here and you can see the underside of the light, and I'll show you which bolts to remove. Okay, once you have it open, we need to take a look up here into the actual taillight cavity, and there's two screws we're going to remove. Well, not really screws, but bolts. So if you look on the left there, that one there is part of a little kind of like harness piece. We're going to remove that. That's a 10mm nut, and it won't actually come off that plastic thing. It holds itself on there. But if we look up here, there's a 10mm bolt. We're going to remove that as well. And when that comes out, be really careful that it doesn't fall into the depths of the trunk, because that is a loose bolt once it comes out. So we're going to get both of those removed, and that should loosen up the taillight to be removed from the trunk. Okay, so before we move this out, we have this little plastic trim piece here, and we just want to carefully remove it. Try not to break anything. It should slide downwards, but as long as you just pry gently from the back, it should come off pretty easily. And then once that's done, we're going to just move this off the edge, and this is loose. Now, it won't just come flying out, and you can see that this piece came off. This is one of the pieces we removed. This is gonna have to go back on afterwards. But I'm telling you, you can replace the bulb here, but what I would tell you is to go ahead and remove the plug and just do it on a workbench. So this is like any other kind of Volkswagen Audi plug. You press them together, press in, and then pull the plug apart. And now we'll relocate this over to the workbench and get the bulb changed. Once you've got your inner taillight out and over to your work area, it's the same thing as your reverse lights on your outer taillight. You just find the bulb connection, there's only one, rotate it a quarter turn, counterclockwise, pull it out. I've already took out the defective bulb, so now I've got my LED replacement from DE Auto. And the real important thing here is there's two channels that you can see there, one on the left and right there. And on this bulb, you've got these little dimples on it. You wanna make sure those line up correctly, because if you try and force them in the other way, they could break. And you push them in and give them a tiny turn to the right. And now you can carefully put this back into the bulb. And then once you have secured that back on there, we're gonna put that back into the trunk. When you're reinstalling your taillights, you want to have this piece ready. So just set it in your trunk jam or something, because that has to go on before you get this mounted inside. So first thing we're gonna do is fish out our wiring harness, and we're gonna reattach that to the actual taillight. Try not to hit, paint, scratch anything. So we have that on there. Once that's done, get this aligned correctly. And we're gonna put that on here, and you just wanna get it started. You don't need it tightened down all the way. So we're just gonna get this in the correct channel, and when you take it off, just make sure you watch how it goes on. We're not gonna get super tight, just a little bit. Now we can rotate this and set it into the cavity of the trunk here. All right, make sure it's nice and flush with everything. And the first thing you're going to tighten up is going to be that bolt that you removed. So I'm gonna go in there, and you guys took it out so you know how to do this. I'm gonna kind of hold this down. I'm gonna get up there and tighten this all the way down. And then after that, we'll tighten the 10mm bolt for that plastic black brace thing as well. And that will complete tightening this to the vehicle, and it's on there 100% nice and secure. And your last piece will be this trim piece. What you do is you start it on the bottom. There's two little channels here that need to start on the top and the bottom. Get those in, and then you just push it up. All right, once you get everything bolted back up, you can check out your new lights. They're super bright. One thing to remember, all of DE Auto LEDs light bulbs are lifetime guaranteed. So if you have an issue with them, don't hesitate to send them an email and let them know. Just keep track of your orders. But here's some comparative footage. As you can see here on the left, I got my friend's B8.5 S4. On the right is my car. And as you can see, he's got the halogen reverse lights versus my LEDs, and they are super, super bright compared to the halogen lights. And now here are a couple pictures. The first one is his car with light output from his halogen reverse lights. And then now it's my car with light output from the brand new DE Auto LED reverse lights. And you can see how much brighter they are. These were taken with my cell phone, so it's not the best picture, and I only edited it to make sure that it appeared what it looked like in person. They weren't dialed up in brightness to make them seem super bright or anything like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this DIY video. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. The links to these products are in the description below. Check out customeuropeanplates.com, and I'll see you on the next video.